Okay, we do have audio.
Hi everyone.
How you
Welcome
guys
to
doing?
Scales and Tales for
Trying to get our
Dragon's
chat
Prophet.
up here. Here, why don't you go ahead and try to log in chat? All right, why don't you pull up the game for him too?
Alrighty.
How you guys doing? It's been a while. I think I don't think I've been on the show since like just after E3. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
been a
been
couple
definitely
months.
been a while. It's mostly been
Did you miss me?
Rod holding down the fort.
That's what Rod does. Here,
He
hang on a
does.
second. Let me just steal this from you. I'm gonna do the game over here. All right, there you go. Go ahead. Yeah.
So we have a couple things to talk to you guys about this week. We're just getting back from PAX Prime in Seattle. It was a fun show. Showed Dragon's Prophet at the booth there.
Also gave away a lot of goodies.
A lot of goodies. This shirt, cool Dragon's Prophet super metal shirt.
It's got the touring on the back.
Yep, we gave out the crystalline Chaos Dragon,
Yeah.
Jade Scarfeather. Players really excited about
Some,
that.
slap bracelets.
Slap bracelets and hand sanitizer. Yeah, that was a big one. That went quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. We were just talking about the game and launch and the changes that are coming up. And, we did something else that was pretty fun, too. We showed the Super Metal 2 trailer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you've got that to show today at
I
some
do.
point,
I'll
right?
show it at some point,
All
yeah.
right.
And it
That's
was
cool.
fun because we showed it at the booth and we were on stage, just talking about the game.
Yeah.
And at the end, we were giving away a really cool Razer Naga mouse. And we gave it away to the person in the audience who rocked out the hardest. And we had some pretty good offerings. One guy had like a Batman mask on, and he tore it in half with his teeth, and yeah, that earned him a mouse. So that was pretty cool. A little
Wow.
scary, a little bit scary, but also cool.
Thanks, Raquel. That was Raquel, everybody. She is our PR manager. Hey, Raquel, do you want to come back here? We got people saying they'd like to see you.
Come wave.
She's embarrassed. She doesn't want to be on camera. We offered Raquel the chance to be on camera today.
She
Maybe
didn't
maybe
take it.
next time. No, I know. She's shy.
We'll get her on here at some point, though.
All right, so we've also got some cool things going on in the game.
Yep, so we're excited about launch on
We are
September
excited
18th.
about launch. We've got a lot of stuff. We've been getting new builds from Rune Waker every other day, basically. Twice this week, twice last week. So we haven't pushed this stuff live because some of it's not quite ready, and there's always a few things that we're working on in the build. But go ahead and talk about some of the stuff that's coming our way. We're on the QA server here.
We
today,
are on
really.
QA. You guys will see that I'm actually online with my GM character, Krolin. It's not the Dark Talk that you're used to, but I'm actually flying through Anarchia currently. Anarchia is the zone that's coming out. I'll open the map here, and I think you guys are somewhat familiar with Anarchia at this point, but it connects to Northern Wintertide.
Hey, there's Raquel!
Nice cameo. Wave. Yay!
Pretend I'm a dragon. I don't know why I say.
You guys got a special treat today.
That is the rare ancient spawn with Zone 8. New ancient dragon, Raquel. Yeah. All right. Yep, so on the screen you actually see Anarchia, and Wintertide connects down here at the bottom. We're having fun. And,
It's always fun on this show.
yeah, definitely.
That's what it's about. It's about having fun.
It really is.
Looking at the game, seeing some cool stuff.
Yeah. So in Anarchia, you see the bottom part is like Wintertide. It's snow-covered, icy. And then as you get to the north, it kind of fades into temperate climate, and then these blasted lands up here. And that's really due to the Palace of Methus. And as you guys probably know, Methus is the great fire dragon who died during the Second Dragon War. And, his presence is still there, and it's kind of melted the snow. And that's actually the new story dungeon at the end. So if you've played through, Winati and Korhala, and you've played a Cursed Temple and Dunar Temple, a Cursed Tower, excuse me, Palace of Methus is the new dungeon that you're looking forward to. And it's really cool. In Anarchia, we also have this new faction called the Lucara Kingdom, and I'm actually right outside their city here. And as you see, there's some really cool, like, steampunk kind of overtones. Basically, the ruler of the Lucara Kingdom engaged somebody named Shadrillo, who's heralded as Erashia's most famous inventor, and he kind of created a lot of these steam creations. And then the Lucara Empire used them for militant purposes, which was kind of...
Like that.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah.
It's like some power generating
Yeah,
thing. Really
exactly.
cool. Yeah, so there's a lot of that kind of looking stuff in Anarchia, because, Lucar Kingdom controls the whole thing.
Cool statue right over here.
I need that in my house,
Yeah.
outside the front. That'd be good.
What dragon are you on? Yep.
I'm on, let's see, Nightmare Eclipse. I don't know if we showed off Nightmare Eclipse yet, but he is a new ancient that's coming out very soon.
If you fly using a side key, you can actually see more of the dragon. Hey, just so you know, we don't have access to chat over here, so we can't see any of it. Yeah. So you'll have to read us the questions if there are any, or you can try again.
So get a good look at him here.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool dragon.
Yeah, he has the Cobalt Lightning model. Couple additional features though, like he has those kind of like spines over his side of his head and on the front there on his chest.
Right.
He's neat.
Cobalt Lightning. Always go back to your favorite, don't you?
No, asparagus. It's asparagus now.
Asparagus.
That was the theme for this last weekend.
That's right.
I don't know if you guys had heard anything about that yet, but basically, if you had followed us on Twitter at dragons_profit and tweeted the hashtag of hashtag asparagus at us, you would get a Crystalline Chaos Dragon code. So a lot of people were doing that this weekend, and
We still have some of those codes left. I think our
We do.
community will be running events.
I have codes right here.
Ooh.
Shiny code. This is the card that we were giving out at PAX, and you can see on the back there's a code. I don't know if you can get it. This isn't consumed, so if you want to try it, go for it. You got to be quick, though. I don't even know if you can see it.
Yeah. Nice
But,
job.
yeah. We'll continue to give those away. Yep, so we're in Anarchia now. Anarchia raises the level cap from 70 to 80. It also introduces 4 new dungeons. 3 adventure dungeons, the 3-player dungeons, and then the story dungeon at the end, Palace of Methus. And we actually have footage of some of the bosses in Palace of Methus to show you guys a little bit later. Really cool looking.
Right. So this will be available on the 18th when we launch.
Yep, and we have a couple other changes. We just made a change this week with the...
Oh, we made a big change
We
this week,
did.
actually. Right.
Kind of restructured the starting zones a little bit.
Right. Well, what we did was we removed a few things. So if you start a new character, if you've played before and you start a new character, or if you're brand new to the game, we removed the tutorial. We felt like it needed work all along through beta, but we just didn't have the opportunity to really make the changes we want. So we've removed the tutorial, but there are now the pop-ups you get in game. So when you're starting a new character, you'll still see how the instructions of how to move, how to capture dragons, how to summon dragons, different things, opening up your character inventory in your backpack. We've also, trying to get the developer Rune Waker to really focus on making the first part of gameplay a lot of fun, make it more social. They've really been focusing on only one of the starting areas, the Paratia starting area, which actually start in the city of Helmuth, if I'm saying that right.
You are.
Merv decides what the pronunciation is for everything in the game.
Helmut.
Helmut. So what we've done is we've now shut down the ability to start new characters in the other 2 zones in Bakra and Satuma, and we're actually going to be shutting those zones down and looking at repurposing them. And so obviously, if we're working on the zones and changing them, we don't want players in there playing. So on the 18th of September, when we launch, when we officially launch, those zones are actually going to be shut down. So if you have any characters in those 2 zones, go ahead and jump on and finish those quests, or take the airships, or get on your dragon and fly out, because at some point we are going to actually shut those zones down. If you do happen to not be able to get out of there in time and your character's stuck, we'll be manually moving all the characters out of those 2 zones on the 18th. So again, if there's quests you want to complete there, if there's certain dragons you want to find there that may or may not show up in the world somewhere else, go ahead and now's the time. You're in beta. You guys are having a special chance to see content that the rest of the world won't see once we launch the game, because that content's going away and it's going to be changed.
Yeah, I know definitely some players were trying to complete the achievements from the zones and maybe get the non-combat pets.
Yep.
And I think there's a couple ancients that spawn there that people are still aggressively hunting down.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool, I think, because you got a chance
Totally.
to see 2 zones that like you mentioned, no one else will ever see.
Right.
Unless we repurpose them or introduce them later in some fashion. So
Well, they'll see them, but in a different way, right?
yeah, probably.
Yeah, and so going back to the idea is that really what allows us and Rune Waker and all the other partners that Rune Waker has around the globe to really focus on providing feedback and improving the game in Paratia. So now all characters are going to be starting going down that line. We're going to be adding some really cool stuff that actually we have in some of our builds here. We're adding a world boss to that zone. We've changed some of the quests. We're actually going to allow players to capture dragons sooner and move some dragons closer to the starting area to really get you into that. We've made the leveling up curve a little bit easier. We're going to add a world hub. So a lot of different things I don't want to get into too much detail right now because once we get them, we'll actually start showing some of that to you. But we're a lot of things that'll really make the player experience smoother, a little bit more fun, and also make the zone a little more social. I noticed yesterday once we made the change, I actually created a new character on live, and I was playing in Paratia, and I saw a lot of people running around.
Yeah.
And it's because we weren't splitting up into 3 different areas.
Yeah, and it's good, you know, because you guys can then learn together and then group and kind of
That's right.
hit those early dungeons, and you're not, you know, by yourself. So that's good.
All right, I'm going to hide us here so we can focus on the game front.
Okay.
Ah,
Oh.
that's not hiding us. That was the opposite.
Yep, so we're actually on the QA server right now, like we mentioned, and there's a couple other changes that we wanted to just mention quickly. One of them is I'll open my bag here, and it's filled with all kinds of good stuff. But you'll notice the 3rd tab on the bottom here. So also based on player feedback, you know, bag space is a commodity as you hit that higher level. And
right.
you've been collecting stuff this whole time, plus maybe multiple gear sets or, you know. So we added a 3rd backpack tab that you can work your way through. And that's also useful if you have some of those bag expansion extenders.
Right.
You can still use them there.
Yep. Yeah, and there's a few little issues with it right now. And we're trying to figure out how that's all going to work, but it's definitely an exciting feature that's going to hopefully be ready in the next couple weeks.
Yep. Another change that we're pushing about is change to the cosmetic shop, where you can now use dragon insignias.
That's not at all.
That is a
making
kind of
me dizzy.
an interesting view. Don't fly and do your makeup at the same time. I don't do makeup. I was going to change my hair. Not doing makeup. But yeah, so you can do with the cosmetic shop now. You can use draconic insignias instead of, you know, as an optional currency.
Right, just
And
like the marketplace. Yeah.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, the cosmetic shop was introduced about last month. And if you've unlocked color tickets to hue your armor in game or your costume armor, you can use them on your character customization.
Does
as well.
Merv use makeup?
No.
Need a little blush.
No, draw a dragon on me.
Draw a dragon on you.
Yes. 4 of them.
All right. Let's see. Here's a dragon.
Uh-oh. This is about to be famous. Great.
Here is a dragon on you.
What kind of dragon is that? That's like a super common dragon.
Yeah. It is a common dragon.
I think my in-game dragon is jealous. Look, they're going to duel. Check it out. They're fighting.
It's kind of like a horse dragon.
You know, that's really kind of interesting because we have a horse dragon we can show off.
That's right, we do, don't we?
And I think we might if you guys are interested in seeing that, you know, just give you a sneak peek.
Wow, that was really bad drawing.
It wasn't that bad. It was like a Pegasus, kind of. So you guys might notice that I'm flying around on Lunar Frost. I'm sure some of you did. Actually making a change to the way that Lunar Frost spawns in the world to make him more accessible. Lunar Frost is one of those cool ancient dragons that has a kind of a hidden mechanic around the way that you capture him in the world, and there's certain conditions that need to be met, and I'm absolutely not going to give that away. But
what was that, Raquel?
Oh, no Skitter.
I don't know what that is.
Skitter's that, you know, the dragon in the Super Metal video. That's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he's the only ancient that doesn't look like an ancient.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so Lunar Frost is going to become more accessible. That's
Yes.
exciting. I'm going to give you guys a little hint that you need to pay attention to certain environmental conditions. And based on those conditions, you know, that kind of determines whether or not he's going to spawn. So it's a very vague clue, but it's a clue regardless. Yeah, concept artist, nice. You can do some of the load screens.
Oh, yeah. No, you know what? Some of the art in the marketplace, pop open the marketplace real quick, just so
Sure.
everyone who hasn't seen it. That is the work that you did.
It
that
is.
correct?
That is my billboard
This
at the top.
art right here.
Uh-huh.
This is from Merv.
Oh, look at it rotating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very fancy stuff. For any of you who pay attention when you open up the marketplace.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Just trying to show off your elite skills.
I don't know about that, but yeah, it's definitely that.
Are flutes the only ways to get ancient dragons?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. As far as currently, flutes are definitely one of the ways to get dragons. You can get ancient dragons as a rare spawn, can't you?
You can, and you have to be tenacious about it and put your best dragon hunting outfit on and travel through the world in hopes that you find one.
Yeah.
You
Using
know?
a flute's a lot easier way, more of a sure way to get one.
Yeah, there's definitely some dragons in the world that you can only capture in the world that don't come out of the flute.
Right.
And that's kind of the theme with these newer ancient dragons like Lunar Frost, the one that I'm riding on now. And that's kind of to preserve the rarity.
Right.
Because, happening upon
Well,
a
and to get you
ancient...
to go out in the world and
Right.
explore, not just sit in your guild with in your dragon sanctuary. And
Yeah, and maybe you're just doing a daily quest or something and you see
Right.
that shadow overhead, and that's a really cool experience other
Right.
than, playing the flute in the sanctuary. So.
excuse me while I drink my Jamba Juice. I'm suffering from a head cold. Yeah, so the answer to your question, Raquel, and whoever it was that asked in the player, dragon flutes are not the only way to get ancients. In fact, like Merv was saying, some ancients you cannot get using dragon flutes. The world boss that we're going to be adding into the Paracia zone at launch is actually an ancient dragon.
Yep.
And the only way to actually, you'll fight that dragon, but then you can actually summon an ancient dragon by the reward that you'll get from killing that dragon. So again, you have to go out and partake in the world to get some dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go fight stuff.
All right. So we're going to zone into the Palace of Methus and let's check
Yes.
that out.
That sounds
Looks
good.
cool. Because we showed off Iron Fang Citadel when that first came out. Iron Fang Fortress.
A lot of woodwork here on this place.
Yeah. Maybe that's why there's no trees in this northern part.
That could
They
be.
cut it all
I
down.
see some trees over here in the background. All those
Oh.
pine trees. Whoops.
They
New
said,
artwork. More new artwork on our loading screens.
All right, so we're inside Palace of Methus. This is the story dungeon at the end of Inertia. I am totally buffed beyond reasonable means, but that's all the better to show off.
And
the
you're
zone.
also level 80, by the way. Level 80 will be the new level cap at launch when we introduce the new zone.
Yeah.
There are no new mastery skills.
No, but there should be more points for leveling,
There will be more points.
so you can increase your spec. Let's see. Well, I have a lot of points.
Yes, you do have a lot of points.
My strength is also pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
See
It
it?
was hidden by my head there. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did that with a GM command.
Maybe just a little.
Cheater.
We want to see the cool stuff in the zone.
Yeah, but you
how
know what?
how
At
else am I
least-
supposed to do it?
At least
Get a
you don't
group?
die like Rod does all the time.
I'm not going to die. That's not going to happen. So,
Show us how your dragon fights.
okay,
Get out Nagafin. Do you have Nagafin?
I do.
Behind us again.
Go get him.
Tenacity. Oh, sure. Yeah, we can talk about the changes that went in and why charisma isn't what it used to be and what works instead. So you have all the different abilities, and when you highlight your mouse over the different attributes, well, when you're done with this fight, open up your character real quick. So you got strength, constitution, ferocity, intelligence, and they give you a little description there of what the different stats do. Charisma used to be the big factor for. Go ahead, you can keep fighting still. We don't want you to die. Charisma used to be the large factor in how long you had to capture a dragon, but that's actually changed now. And now there's a special slot. Actually, you have a little piece of gear equipped on your. You don't have an artifact, huh?
No, I don't have an artifact, but it's on one of my rings. Draconic Influence. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you can get jewelry, artifacts that will have Draconic Influence. And so instead of using Charisma now we want players to go ahead and use their attribute points that you earn, which is in this area down here. So you'll see these points that you earn every time you level up. We want you to use them basically with what's best for your class. If you're playing a Guardian, put them in Strength or Constitution. If you're playing an Oracle or a Sorcerer, maybe put them in Intelligence, that type of thing. And so the big focus of how long do you have to capture a dragon is now based upon this Draconic Influence.
Yeah, and I think I heard someone throw out the word tenacity. Is that what Raquel said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so tenacity is not the actual final name of that attribute that's coming in. Tenacity is a stat that will start to appear on gear at launch. And what tenacity does is it reduces the potency or duration of movement impairment effects. So if your character becomes snared, stifled, or stunned, it reduces the amount of time that your character is under those status effects for. So, like I said, tenacity is not the final name. We don't really have, any ratios on X amount of tenacity is going to reduce it by 50% or something like that. But that's the intent of the ability. And since we're introducing the combat in the Frontier Islands, the PvP combat, it's kind of necessary because whenever you're in large-scale combat, there's tons of AoEs being thrown around, and being stifle-locked is no fun. So stacking the tenacity, and I use that word lightly because that's probably not going to be the final name of the ability, but that's the point of that.
And a lot of what we're doing, oops, why do I keep doing that? Get that button away. A lot of what we're doing is geared towards making sure we're balancing for PvP. So with the Citadel and the Frontier system and the High Lord system, which is going to be coming at launch up in the Floating Islands and the Frontier Islands, there's going to be a lot of player versus player stuff, using dragons in combat against each other, and so we're really trying to make sure we're balancing everything there. I love these fire-breathing...
They're scary.
Yeah, because they hurt you a lot.
Yeah, I can cheat those, so that's okay. The lava actually damages you.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yes.
Oh! Very sad.
Yeah. I jinxed myself saying that I wasn't going to die.
Did we answer the players' questions about tenacity? Yeah, okay, good. With a lot of extra information to boot. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. We'll show a little bit more of this. I mean, we run past 3:30 normally, but we're going to try to keep it a little bit shorter today, so I don't kill myself and Merv doesn't have to do all the talking.
Try and get you guys to the first boss. We actually have a short video also that we can show that has some of the bosses in here, and they're really cool. Like, most of these creatures that you see in here are steel snarl wolfmen, and they are kind of like the way that the frost giants or cold iron giants took over the Palace of Iron Fang. These guys have taken over Palace of Methus, yeah.
Right.
And they're really cool. Some of the bosses are just like these extremely large wolfmen, and they have awesome attacks and huge weapons. Really extravagant stuff. Cool to see. I think the first guy's right up here. As I speed past all of these creatures.
We are adding some quests for the beginning levels, yeah. And they're also changing some of the quests. Well, we've changed a lot of the dialogue. Well, not a lot, but we've changed quite a bit of the dialogue. And we're adding a couple new quests and changing others around.
Let's see if I can get through.
So a lot of the development work, I'd say about a third of the development work recently has been on focusing just on the zone of Paratia.
Gonna cheat a little bit.
There we go. Wait, where is he?
He is sleeping. He saw what was coming for him. He saw that guy with 100,000 strength speeding down the hallway, and he was like, nope. Not doing that today. Let me see if I can...
I don't think you've... No, you've got...
Skip over here. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get past there.
Yeah, it's because you skip... Yeah, but if you go over there, I don't think it'll work,
Jump the fence, yep. This is a lesson why you should never cheat.
Because cheaters never win.
No, and you get stuck, and then you have to contact customer support, and it's not fun.
That's you now, too.
Kind of, yes, it is.
You're in charge of customer support, translation.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Okay. Sweet.
This is not the normal boss, though, right?
No, this is the second or third boss. He's the mage one. It's pretty cool. The big wolfman.
Wow.
Some neat abilities.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of hit points. Wow, look at that. He just jabs you.
Yeah, it's also kind of cool because he has some knockback abilities like that charge. And if you get hit by that and dunked in the lava, it's over really quick. You saw even with that, my ridiculous amount of stats, the lava just melted through me. It does percent-based damage, so... Oh.
Well, that's nice and realistic. I mean,
It is.
lava isn't normally a very pleasant thing to encounter.
Nope. And you know, in most games you can like kind of run through the lava or like.
Yeah, you kind of jump and it does like a few points of damage. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's kill him.
Yeah, knockback abilities over here would be tough.
It looked like it was gonna be a close fight. Uh-oh.
Ah,
Corpse.
well, this is really this is more of a group dungeon.
It
so
is.
the fact that you're
5-player
trying to
dungeon. Yeah.
play it solo. All right. Well, that was cool. Let's jump in and show the metal trailer.
Sure.
All right. This is gonna be awesome.
Noob, you look super lame. You gotta live metal.
Start your life, start your day. You know you need a better way. Your road suck, your dragon's lame. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. Wanna get metal, get metal, get metal. Gotta get dragon, dragons get dragon. Then you start your fantasy. Living metal. Quit your job, your wife. Live the metal dragon life. Get out of your office and you'll see Swedish rock and roll fantasy.
You need a dragon that'll ride or die. You need a dragon that can beat up the other guys. You need a dragon that's more in your face, extreme and awesome and brutal in ways you never even thought possible in any world, even imaginary ones. Well, congrats, kid. 'Cause that's the only kind we got.
You're gonna look super fucking cool, like this awesome metal dude. Get a big sword, this world can be so cruel. Rock the skies like Motley Crue. Wanna get metal, get metal, get metal. Gotta get dragon, dragons get dragon. Let me start your fantasy. Living metal, super metal.
Awesome.
Totally awesome. That was Skitter there at the end. Yeah, the Skitter comment.
Yeah.
So
But Skitter changed, didn't he?
he did. Who
There you
knows?
go.
Who knows who he really is?
That's right. All right. Hey, any more questions to throw our way before we sign off?
While we answer those questions, I'm just gonna run through the boss video real quick.
How mounted combat skills work. We're actually we haven't gotten our build with mounted combat yet, so we're still just looking at documentation on that. Tune in again next week, and we'll be able to talk more about mounted combat.
Yeah, and show some of it off maybe.
Probably, yeah. At least on our key.
There's that guy I was fighting.
Yeah. Well, I'm Todd, and this is Merv.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, these are
That-
cool.
Look at that guy. I think he, you know,
He
needs
has
a
a few
couple
extra-
more axes.
There's a few extra weapons on his back.
Yeah, just in case.
It's gonna be hard to beat those the bosses in that other dungeon, though. I mean, they cook threw all the food at you, and
Yeah.
guy that broke his axe in half. Yeah, no, that's a cool one too. We actually just got the full model for that from Rune Waker.
Yeah, that guy's pretty freaky looking.
Yeah, very cool. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in today, guys. Sorry we're cutting it a little bit short today, but we will definitely be back next week. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming in a few weeks, so hopefully we'll have some more to show you next week.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, I think
All right.
that's it. September 18th.
All right. Thanks.
All
Take
right,
care.
guys. See ya.